Welcome back to the It's a Vibe Show. On this episode, you're going to learn more about the multi-talented Bajan queen, Empress J, and learn about her upcoming projects. I'm here with
Empress J, the boss, the bad gal of Soca.
All right, well, tell the show who is Empress J and how this whole artistry came about.
Well, Empress J is many things. I'm an all-around entertainer, first and foremost a Soca artist. But I also write. I write my own music, but I also write screen and stage plays. Also an actress, and most people know me as a dancer. And a dancer specifically dancing to Caribbean music and promoting our culture.
And also, something that I wanted to point out, aren't you local to the metropolitan area?
Yes, and I live in the DMV, although most people think I live in New York. I live in the DMV.
So what kind of past projects have you had completed that people may or may not know about?
Music-wise, I have an extensive catalog. Sometimes I surprise myself. I need to put it out as a complete album. I have several soca songs, but I used to sing rock music, so I have some rock music out there in the atmosphere. Other projects that I've done outside of music is I've definitely done film. I've done film that I've written. I've done some industrial film, like training videos for the Department of Social Services for PG County. I've also done my own web series called Special Ed. Outside of what I've written, I've been on TV One for my man as a lead. So a lot of people don't know, but sometimes they'll catch me in the streets and like, "You're DeCarla." I was like, yeah. Not really, because she was crazy, but yes. So acting wise, those are some of the things I've done. Created my own dance fitness brands. Isotsi, which is Caribbean Dance Fitness, and Belly Dance Hall, which is older than Isotsi, where I blended my roots of the Caribbean with traditional belly dance, because I am a trained professional belly dancer, out of many other things. So all of those things are things that I do have completed, but right now the focus is Soca domination.
Anything soft, make it stiff. Cockfight, me not in it. Man, I line up, them can bypass it.
So you said that you started off in rock music. So how did you go from rock music to soca?
Actually, I started in gospel music.
Oh, okay. So you was a church girl, got it.
Yes, I grew up doing gospel music, was a part of Gospel Music Workshop of America. I traveled throughout the country singing gospel music. After that, I was a part of a professional choir. We won't say names, but we traveled the country, recorded albums. We were a recording choir, and traveled the country performing. Learned a lot of the music industry doing that. And then when I realized that there's a lot going on in that arena, I was about to say slide back, backslid. And I started doing poetry, actually, hosting on the poetry scene with live bands. So I would sing a little and do my poetry to live bands, and then hip hop took over and no one could spit over off the top of their head to live music. So it kind of changed the DMV face of open mics. So it started going into people bringing their tracks and just rapping, and no one really wanted to hear poetry or singing anymore. So I kind of got off of that scene, and I think it's a festival that's in Southeast, in Anacostia, and I saw this black rock band perform, and I was like, okay, I can do that. And I met them, and like months later, they invited me to a rehearsal, and I started rapping actually in the rock band. And members went on and did other things, but I kept it alive, fusing the hip hop, and then I brought in reggae, some of the other old stuff that I was doing, and fused it with the rock music, and we created crunk rock.
Oh, okay. She didn't make her own genre.
Yes, I make up stuff. I like to create.
So, what island do you represent?
I represent 246 Barbados. And I know people like, you don't have a Bajan accent. No, I don't. I did not grow up. I'm a Bajan Yankee. I did not grow up in Barbados. I was actually born in the States, but my grandparents were from Barbados. Actually, my grandfather on my father's side is from Bahamas. So me growing up, I just grew up around a lot of different islands, a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of Guyanese, a lot of Trinis. So I always say I have this hybrid mashup accent, so don't try to peg where I'm from that. But represent 246 to my heart.
So what should we be looking forward to for this upcoming year?
This upcoming year, lots of great new music, working with a lot of new producers. In the past, I've worked with G6 Production heavily. Big up G6, St. Lucia. I love St. Lucia music. Love that Denary segment music. That's right up. Denary. I'm sorry. That's Denary.
Segment.
I stand corrected. I just love the slackness of Lucians.
Yes, a beautiful
From the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, this is up my alley. I like this. So that's how I did the answer to Vacuum with Wet Vac. And so I've worked heavily with G6, worked heavily with FH3 Beats. He's Trini, but he's in New York and does a lot of fusion with trap and soca music. I gotta look out for that. And then my own producer from my rock band, for this year, we released a new rhythm called the Black Ball Rhythm that we worked on together, and then Big Red from Grenada came in and added some instrumentation to it. So very excited about my own rhythm coming out this year. And again, worked with Big Red Productions, doing some work with Fimba. I usually write mostly all of my music. So now I'm doing something a little different this year. I have a song that Fimba is writing for me on a rhythm that he's producing. So working with new people, getting a different kind of vibe. So I'm really excited. It's more like an evolution. Like my wings are growing as a butterfly, a soca butterfly. They're getting bigger. So I'm looking forward to this year really working in a different style, working with Cubanus, who is a dance hall artist, but he's dabbling in soca music, and he's a brilliant producer and songwriter as well. So got some good stuff coming out. Got a jab. I'm coming a little groovy this year. I know everybody been complaining that 2020 has been real groovy and they waiting for power, but I don't know. That's the energy, that's the frequency that's out right now. So got a couple of great groovy tunes. On the Black Ball Rhythm, my song, Area Code, which was recorded by yours truly.
And that was very much fun, and it was a pleasure.
Yes.
And my last question for you is, what does it mean to be a woman in the music industry?
That is such a loaded question.
In a very short synopsis way.
What it means to be a woman in this industry is really being grounded in yourself and knowing yourself and really having a goal and focus, because people and things will take you in many different directions, and you have to be really focused and really grounded. Life itself, just the everyday life things, can take you on different paths, and we fall in love, we have children, we do all these other things. So in this industry, it's really a struggle to juggle all of those things. So you definitely have to be grounded, you definitely have to be disciplined, and you definitely have to be determined, because this ain't easy. It's not easy being a woman in this world, period. But in this industry, this male-driven industry, and even more so in the Caribbean market, this chauvinistic industry, you really have to stand your ground and really know yourself and have high self-esteem, thick skin, because either they want to use you for your body or they just going to tear you down, period. So that's what it means. It means being stronger than the strongest woman out there, because this music industry is vicious.
Yes, it is.
It is vicious.
So how can people find you on social media and your music?
You can find me on social media on Empress J Music. That's Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, everything is Empress J Music, Facebook, everywhere. It's real simple, not hard. Even my email is empressjmusic@gmail. So you can always find me. Website, empressjmusic.com. I made it simple for everybody to find me. That's where you can look.
Well, from the It's a Vibe show myself, thank you for blessing the show, and we appreciate you coming through.
It's a vibe, it's a vibe.